Sally Azzato here with Woodland Creations. Let me know if you are new to my page, if you're watching on the replay, or if you're hopping on, please say hello and where you're watching from. Be sure you hit the notifications button below so that you are notified every time I go live, which is typically every Wednesday at this time, but I will be doing a special live on Sunday evening. That's part of a four-lady presentation, so you won't want to miss that. Got all kinds of posts going on this week about that and more to come, but I wanted to pop in today at our regularly scheduled time to bring you some inspiration. If you haven't tried the wooden flowers in your home as decor or a new craft supply, I encourage you to do that. I've got a whole bunch of tutorials under my videos tab, and I do sell collections of the loose flowers on my website, woodlandcreations.net. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Mary. Thanks for watching from Maine. I have been outside working in flower gardens the last couple days off and on here in Pennsylvania, and I'm pooped out. I am taking a break, and we are going to create a little twig container using sticks. So I pretty much go with the rustic style. I live in the woods in Pennsylvania and am inspired by the nature that is around us. And when I saw a post off of a different page, it was like an upcycling type of page, that was the different types of containers surrounded by twigs. I shared that on my page, and many of you were interested in showing a tutorial on that. So today is the day for that. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Nikki. So anyway, a lot of people have asked, one of my first items that I used the wooden flowers on about 2 years ago were the stumps that my father cuts logs from his property, and I would develop an arrangement on top of those. I haven't done for a while. I'm pretty much taking a break from cutting those stumps, but I always had comments on them, and also people wanted to know, like, where can they get a stump? Where can they do that? So what I'm going to show you today is an alternative. It kind of gives the same look as the stump, because you're actually working with natural materials, natural bark. So the outside of the container is going to kind of resemble a stump. You can buy containers that have like the birch bark wrapped around them and things like that, but they might be bigger than you want, and certainly more expensive than what you can do that I'm going to show you here today. Hi, Lori. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for sprinkling this around. I appreciate that. I am using just a little, this was a Dole pineapple can. So you can certainly use anything that you're ready to get rid of. It could be plastic, it could be a glass recyclable container, just something that you like the shape and the size of. Remember, the bigger that you go or the taller, the more twigs that you're going to need to gather. In fact, when I was just cutting mine a second ago, I don't think that I grabbed enough, and I had several feet with these little branches. So keep that in mind. You might need more than what you think. Hello, Barney from Texas. Welcome. So anyhow, this was shiny, as you can see the bottom, and I don't have a good coverage of paint here, but I wanted to have something in the as the base in case there was a little bit of gap between the twigs. So I just did a coat of a chalk type paint in a brown color. Anything in a brown or a gray I think would be fine. A spray paint would work. You just want to knock down that shininess, but again, you don't need full coverage. You just need something in case there's space between two of them. You don't want the shininess showing through. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Tammy. How are you today? What's also interesting about this project is that you can vary the height of your twigs. So maybe, you know, this is kind of a shallow container. If I want it higher, I can do that because I've got most of it, you know, these are just going to glue down. You can make your thing taller. You can get that stump look in different heights, and you don't necessarily need the correct height of your container. So you're going to make the height out of your twigs. So let's get going. Thanks, Tammy. I'm using my outdoor shears, and I've been working with these all weekend, like I said. And these twigs actually were in my garage. They're nice and dry, but you, I think, could use fresh ones pretty much. You're going to still have, you're not sealing anything in, so as they you know, they'll continue to lose their moisture out the top and stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and use our hot glue, and hopefully, even though there's a little bit of sticking out parts here, hopefully I'll be able to adhere this to the can. I haven't tried this before, so who knows. Hi, Cindy. Thank you for sprinkling. So again, you saw that this twig was a little bit too, was cut higher than the container. So you just want to make sure that your bottom cut is level, because that's what's going to sit, you know, on your table or whatever. But as far as the top of the twig goes, I think we can vary the sizes just to kind of make it interesting, almost like a broken fence would be going around. But you want that bottom cut to be level, clean, and flat. And, you know, just be mindful of that when you're adding your next ones. But I'm not too concerned about the top part. I'm just going to let that kind of be organic and not worry about it. So I am just going to go right beside each other, checking that bottom, and we're just going to go around this can until I run out of twigs. I don't know that I have enough to fill it. And then we're going to put some wooden flowers in it. The ones I'm going to use today are just the natural color. You certainly can dye them, but they are gorgeous in their natural state. And I just wanted to stay really natural and organic in this arrangement. So I'm not using, I don't think I'm using preserved filler or faux filler. I mean, I'm going to use a preserved moss, I think. So you can see these ones don't line up perfectly. They do at the bottom, but one of them's got a little curve. So that's an example of why we paint this shiny can. You don't want to see that metal coming through there. And again, yours could be built on a plastic container that you no longer like the looks of. It could be built on a glass container. I'm using hot glue, and some glues are better than others when you're working with metal and glass. So just keep that in mind. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, the flowers are really fun to work with. And this is a super cute idea. I think if you needed a bunch of centerpieces for like a little woodland baby shower or a rustic bridal shower, you totally could make these. And this is, you know, this is my recyclable canned good and some twigs. So this is so far pretty much free. And as far as a container goes, and then you're just going to fill it. Those containers can be expensive. And this is giving you the complete natural look because we're using actual twigs. So what do you guys think of this? You saved some cans, Tammy? Yes, you know what to do with them. Thanks, Mary Beth. Thanks, Beverly. I have never tried this before, but I thought, oh my gosh, this is really neat. And I think this, some of the ladies on my page might enjoy this as an alternative to a stump. You know, you can't get a hold of those. Not everybody can. But even if you don't live in the woods to get twigs like this or branches, if you've got some landscaping that you are pruning back, you know, just rip your leaves off, and when you're pruning, cut them up, and they might be skinnier than these ones, so that might take you a little bit longer, a little bit more to fill out your container, but you're going to still get that natural look. You're going to pretty much spend $0 on your container, and it's going to be fabulous. Thanks, Shannon. We wanted to try it today. Hi, Lori. Hi, Cindy. So I don't know what this is going to look like. I'm going to put some reindeer moss in. That's something I don't use a lot of, but it is, I think, more natural looking than the Spanish moss. It's a preserved real moss. And so I'm going to put that in. And I think anything natural would be cute in here to accent too, depending on the time of year. If you had some pine cones or acorns or, you know, dried berries or even dried flowers to go along with the wooden ones, that would be really cute. Thanks, Lisa. How are you doing? We're going to try it, see how it goes. But I think it's going to look kind of cute. And I almost think I do like the unevenness of the top, but certainly, you know, if you wanted it to be even, you just measure out your twigs a little bit better when you are cutting them. but I think even like a piece of twine or something wrapped around this in a little bow, just something really thin, I think would be cute too. Hi, Tanya. Yes. Hi, Callie. Hi, Cherie. Thank you. All right, so we are just coming along here. I've got like, oh gosh, like maybe 8 left. I could not believe when I was just slicing these up, looking at my container, like, oh, I don't have enough. I definitely don't have enough. Thank you, Kelly. So we're going to get as far as we can, and I'm just going to, of course, show you guys the side that's finished, and we're going to build the arrangement, and then I'm sure I can go back and just add on to part of the can in case I'm left with a blank spot. Mary Beth, you like the unevenness of the twigs? I thought so too. And I might even like some mix of sizes, you know, some skinnier twigs that like would be from pruning a bush or a small ornamental tree or something. These came from like, you know, tree branches, but I think those mix of landscaping branches that you're pruning would be cute in here too. Thanks, Beverly. Thank you, Kim. So we'll see what the unevenness looks like and how we, you know, kind of adapt our arrangement to that when we get there. I'm just thinking that if I have gaps, although I might really like a loose look, I can use the reindeer moss to fill them in. Maybe we could hang some things over or just use it as the border for our container. I know this is a taller one here. Okay, everybody likes some uneven. Good to know. This is one of my tallest ones. I know that cutting. And I've got 3 left. So definitely cut more than you think you're going to need. I had several feet cut for this little can, and it's not going to be enough. But we're going to get the idea, and we're going to see how we like it finished. Okay, just one more. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, this is my last twig going on. So I made it about 2/3 the way. I'll need to go get some more. Okay, but you can see we have built a container. We have used a recyclable item that I painted just a little bit in case I didn't want to see any shininess, if there were any gaps between, and we just used hot glue to put these cut twigs onto this container, but you can use any type of container that you want to change the look of. Basically, this is a free container. Just take some time and, you know, have your resources ready ahead of time if you're, of course, needing to make, you know, like more than one or whatever. Yes, Callie, me too. Okay, so here we go. Let's get out the reindeer moss. So I don't use this a lot. It's more expensive, but it's the real deal. And I think we want to stay as natural as we can with these rural twigs. So this breaks apart like in little chunks. And I'm just going to put it along the edge, I think, for now, because I don't want to see that seam. Even though the twigs are there, like, I don't want to look down and see that for sure. I'm going to know it's a tin can, and I don't want to know that. Thank you, Anne Marie. It's coming along. We'll see how it looks when the flowers arrive. So I thought, like, you know, if you have a little space and your twigs are above the actual container, that's when some of your moss can actually spill out too. So let's see if I can tuck a little bit of that one out. Isn't that cute? So if you've got, maybe you intentionally want to leave a little bit of space so that you can do that. But I thought if I have some space, that is definitely what I want to do. You could even just glue on little bits of this reindeer moss, take it apart, and just the tiniest bit, you could add some of that color to the outside of the twigs just by gluing it right on. really cute. So even if you just wanted a little strip here and there the whole way down, yes, I think I would like that. Thanks, ladies. Okay, so let's continue. I've got that pretty much stuck, and I think my flowers are just going to hold it in place, basically. So I want to see if I want to go with this unevenness, how that's going to affect the placement of my flowers. If I'm going to kind of, you know, like rest them there, if I want to maybe put moss on the top and have the flowers up above, I don't know. So I'm just going to start putting them in, see how it goes. Cinnamon sticks would be cute at Christmas, Debbie says. That is a fantastic idea. Oh my gosh, that'd be adorable. That would be adorable. Okay, so I am using some brown paper wrapped wire today for my stems. I did not want to see a green stem, since other than the moss, we don't have a lot of green going on, and this is just a little bit more natural to blend in with the twigs. So we can have it a little bit looser. We don't have to worry about completely covering up our stems. Okay, so we can face it down a little bit, or I can fill in that space with a little bit of moss. I think I'm gonna tip it. Cute. And I'll see how much I get to based on my flowers here, but again, I don't have those twigs all the way around the back yet. So we'll see if I completely finish it with flowers, or if I keep that one side a little bit waiting until I'm done. And I'm just going to take a little bit more moss because I'm not sure that I'm going to use anything else to fill this in. I want to make sure that green foam is covered as well. So I've got it pressed to the edges. It's pretty much staying in place, but I could glue that too. So I don't see the rim of the can, and my foam is pretty well covered. And I really like the idea of some of it peeking through, or even just tiny bits glued on in between the twigs. Lisa, I am not. I have some. I don't retail them anymore, so I use what I have left in my stash because I still love that type of paint, but I am no longer a retailer, so I don't stock them. I can't sell anymore, so I just use them if I have them available for my projects. All right. So again, I'm just using the natural flowers, and I'm going to go ahead and put like a chunk of moss on that branch. It's lower, and I want to see what that looks like kind of filled in. This is coming along cute. I am seeing through here and just seeing all the moss underneath, and some coming through the twigs, I think is super cute. I think this is really almost like this would be nice at Christmas too. Just kind of wintry and woodsy, just with these natural colors, a little bit of greenery and mostly creams. This would be really pretty on a mantle or a tablescape with little fairy lights and pine cones and stuff. That's kind of the look that this is going for, or giving me, I guess. So let's use a couple with the bark mixed in. That's just going to tie everything together, the cream flowers and the bark of the twigs that we have. Okay, so depending on how compact you want, we could put another flower here, or I could do a pine cone here, or I could come down with moss. And I'm really liking the moss, so I think I'm going to just put another chunk there. Okay. And then maybe a higher one with bark back here. Yes, Tammy, I love the moss down the side. Thanks, Cindy. Yes, Mary, berries. I wish I had berries because I love that. And I think, you know, if you had like little burgundy or cranberry type berries, that would bring in just a little bit of color if you like that. So yeah, I'm going to put some more moss going down for sure. I'm going to show you that. I'm going to pull some out and just glue the tiniest bit. Let me get one more flower in here that's a little bit higher. But I think this would be adorable at bridal showers, baby showers, you know, anything with like a woodland theme. I think this is perfect for winter, actually, now that I'm making it, but year round too, because it can go with anybody's decor. I just love the natural look. And I'm thinking of special occasions just because when you need to get several centerpieces, it can be expensive, you know, and if you want to do it yourself and be a little bit different, maybe you'll be inspired by this idea. Okay, now I'm going to be careful on this one because it's almost nothing and I don't want to hot glue myself, but I am just going to put, I want to put it down the sides right on the twig and see what that looks like. I think just a tiny chunk will be good. So even though we didn't have a space there, of course the container is behind there also. I can add a little bit of moss down there. That's super cute, guys. Thanks, Cherie. So here it is. It is just about done. Again, I didn't have enough twigs, so cut more than you think. I'm not going to finish my flowers here until I think I have my twigs completely around, but I was hoping to do that. Sorry, I was not as prepared as I thought. So anyway, I just really wanted to show you guys an alternative idea to the stumps. If you're not able to get those, just grab any type of container. It can be any surface, and you're going to go outside. You're going to, you know, prune what you have in your landscaping or what you can get from branches around. I don't think they need to be completely dry before you go for it, but mine were. It's preferable, but I think it'll work either way. The logs are going to continue to dry out the top. Make sure everything's straight along the bottom. We're using reindeer moss. I think that's the most natural, and it complements the logs really nicely to go into your container and along your twigs a little bit. And then just the natural flowers. So let me know what you guys think. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. I would love to know if this has inspired you to bring some woodland decor and some wood flowers into your home, or special occasion idea, or your centerpieces at home, or a mantle, something special. And thank you for being here. Thank you for sprinkling this around or tagging somebody that might be interested in trying this thrifty container idea as well. Thank you so much for being here. Remember, I'll see you on Sunday evening for a special tutorial with our coastal friends. Have a great day.